Hi, I'm Pann Baltz, and I'm here to talk about September 11th. I know most of us, when I think about that day, think about where we were when we heard the news, what was happening in New York City. I don't think about that on September 11th. I think about where I wasn't. Let me give you the background. I was on an educational committee that reported to the Secretary of Education back in Washington, D.C. We had quarterly meetings, and we had a staff back in Washington who would set up all the arrangements, hotel, air flights, whatever we needed, they set it up. So a month before the meeting, I was sent my itinerary, my flight, my hotel. All of that was arranged. About a week before the meeting, the president of the board decided, it's really hot and humid in Washington, D.C. in September. Why don't we meet out at my school, which was Stanford University in Palo Alto, California? And he checked, and it was certainly available, and so they made the changes in the arrangements, and I got a new itinerary and flew to Palo Alto. We had our meeting on a couple days and in the evening, and then the morning of September 11th, I was set to fly home. The phone woke me, and it was Bill, my husband. He said, "Turn on the TV." So I quickly turned on the TV, and what flooded the screen was the towers in New York City and people jumping out. And I was just horrified. And of course, everything came to a screeching halt with people trying to get out of the meeting, back home to D.C., or what other parts of the country they lived in. I couldn't find a flight. I couldn't find a bus. I couldn't find a train. They'd all been shut down. So I did something very unusual for me. Said, I'm going to rent a car and I'm going to drive home to Southern California because I just wanted to be with Bill at that time. So loaded my wheelchair in the trunk, jumped on the road, and drove, listening to the radio the whole way down with all the events. Drove into a locked-down Burbank airport with police surrounding, and was given quite a police escort and pat-down to get me to my car and send me on my way. The unusual thing is that when I got home, I had left both itineraries on the refrigerator. But I looked at the original itinerary that I had been sent. I was booked on the flight that went into the Pentagon. And I struggled with that for years afterward, thinking, somebody took my seat on that plane. Maybe it was a young couple with their life ahead of them. Maybe it was a baby. I didn't know. And God's had to work with me through the years that there was a reason that meeting got changed so quickly, so efficiently. I never thought about it. But when I came home and saw that itinerary, I just got on my knees and said, thank you, God. And that's why September 11th, I not only thank God that our country has been safe from that kind of attack for so many years, but I thank God for where I wasn't instead of where I was. And that's my story.